Niggas don't even be shouting out that girl on they stage shit. It's for Carolina girls across the world. Hey, drop down to the floor, make the booty twirl. Check. You need a girl from the south to fall in love. Check. You need a girl from the south to fall in love. Hey, I know. Hey, I know. You got the world in your hands now. Don't let them tear you down. You got the world. You can have anybody if you want to. You can have anybody if you want to. You can drive a Ferrari if you want to. You can buy a Ferrari. I'm saying, you know that I know. Baby, you got the world. Vibe with me. You flew your fine ass out just to vibe with me. We in the 305, just leaving out at 305. Miami. Look, it's for Carolina girls across the world. Drop down to the floor, make the booty twirl. Shit, I ain't judging, I know the way you.
And that's the track phase out in the background. Big shout out to them Carolina girls nationwide, as my boy said on his track. That's 8BALLKAINE World. Make sure you check that out. A lot of songs from 8BALLKAINE. A couple of other artists out here also on the podcast. Make sure you check them out and their music on all major platforms. This is the intro. This is the beginning. It's your favorite host. I'll say that for the real introduction. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the experience. This is Give 'Em More Podcast. What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is the Give 'Em More Podcast. I'm your host, Mo Williams, Maurice Williams, whatever you want to call me. It's your favorite host, loves to boast, and you know I'm doing the most. And I really appreciate you for tuning in. This is the intro. This is episode 1. Man, it's been a journey. Thank you to my partner in my last podcast, Jalen, and We the Champs. You know, you really inspired me to go separate ways and start this. I felt like we both had knowledge to offer the world, so we could have did it on one platform, but we wanted to just break it up into 2 different platforms and go our separate ways because, you know, we both got messages that people need to hear. So thank you to We the Champs, and I love the experience. Please go check him out. Jalen is amazing. He's funny, a lot less serious than I am, but he ain't nothing to play with. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. This is the intro. Basically, when I first started this journey, I had a few amazing people telling me to start it on my own and see what I can come up with. I came up with the concept of having a season instead of just outright episodes. I wanted to do a season in almost an album format. So it's going to be 14 tracks. I'm going to try to squeeze in 7 guests and 7 solo episodes. Now, if I cannot manage to pull together 7 guests or 7 guest episodes, I will have to finish it out on my own, which is okay with me. I'm highly capable of, getting this done. But pretty much if you hear my voice by myself and it's a solo episode, understand that you don't want to hear me talk for forever. So my solo episodes will be between 25 to 30 minutes, while if I'm recording with somebody, 45 minutes to an hour. If it go past the hour, that just means we deep in conversation and it's that good. At first, it was going to be just a podcast for the culture, but now it more or less turned into an inspirational podcast. I want to provide timeless information, like an album, just timeless information, timeless everything, just to bring people in, let people know that, whatever you going through, whatever situation you got going on, whatever you got, what mental battles you got going, that somebody may understand, or maybe I touch on them, and you just know you're not the only one. That's all I can really say. Give 'em Mo. It's not give me Mo or none of that. It's spelled capital G-I-V, capital E, capital M, lowercase o, G-E-M. This is the Gem Podcast. I hope that I can drop some gems along the way for you. I really do. Big shout out to my other company, 41 Degree Productions, all the work you see on social media and stuff. I did it, but it's under a different umbrella for a reason. It's my excuse me, talking a little bit too fast, but it's my production company. It's like I said, it's broken up to two different things for a reason. If you have any questions about the post I make or anything, you want to get something done, feel free to reach out to me. We can work on stuff like that. But really, this first episode, I was going to give you a breakdown, which I did, kind of gave you the meaning. I'm so into these episodes that I make that I'm not even going to really tell you what they're about, even though I already did. But I could give you the names of them, but I'm not, because I still don't know exactly what order they going in. But I will say every odd number episode is a solo episode. Every even numbered episode will be a duo or a group. So every one odd number would be me, Maurice, Mo, or every even number, unless I cannot pull together 7 guests. You're gonna see, hopefully, I know we got Tony 7 up here twice, my cousin King Bars, 8BALLKAINE, I may have my boy Black Kane, and I may have a few other people, but I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm also looking for a female. Like I said, this is the first episode. If you are a female and you feel like you have something to offer, I love to put the ladies out there. The ladies need to be heard, more importantly, more than the man. The man always get heard, and we hear the women, but we try to overlook them. So if you're a female and you happen to tune in and you like what you hear and you feel like you have something to offer as far as the culture, inspiration, anything, financial knowledge, anything of that nature, please reach out. Feel free to comment. I don't expect you to listen to these episodes and say, agree with me 100%, because this is all opinion, which means in my mind it is true, but sway me. And if I say something crazy, if I drop some knowledge that's incorrect, feel free to challenge me. I look forward to the challenge. It's not going to be easy, I tell you that. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I love it. I really started this because I felt like my voice needed to be heard. And this is really what episode 1 is about, starting stuff. A lot of people look at me and they say, well, you did photography, you got IT degree, you got this, you got that, you work at your particular job, I don't know if I have a passion for something or this and that. Basically, all I hear is that I got ideas, but I'm scared because I don't know. Well, I got an episode later with my cousin about entrepreneurship. Make sure you tune into that. But I'm going to kind of touch on just jumping off the porch. That's what we're going to call this, the leap of faith, to jump off the porch. You got to be willing to jump and fall. You're not going to get caught every time. Something's not going to catch you every time, but faith would always hold on to you. So even if you fall flat, you have to be okay with falling flat. And I promise you will land on your feet. But as long as you're scared to fall on your butt, you'll never land on your feet. Get out there and do it. I'm a person who has started many things, and I've also been a part of many things. And my trials and tribulations tell me that the reason why I was frustrated with how a lot of things went when I was a part of something was because I was not in control. Meaning that if you are a person who wants things to go your way, you may not be the best person to work in a group. You may need to start something on your own. When you take a group of bosses and put them together, which is what I've been through. I've been in a lot of groups where everybody were chiefs and we didn't have no Indians. None of us was willing to be Indians. We was just chiefs. So I'm not going to say that we didn't get along, but I will say we was all people that can get things done. So we didn't necessarily need each other, even though we all helped each other start things. And I'm okay with that. Big shout out to Trap Art LLC, Life LLC, all these many companies I know about. Please check them out. Those are my friends, my family. But anyway, When you finally take that leap of faith, it's like crossing the stage when you graduate. And you'll hear me talk about that later, my experience with crossing the stage and what my dean said. But it's like crossing the stage. You're going to feel pressure released off of you. If you fail, failure is the best teacher. It is one of the most positive things that can happen to you. Because in your time of humility, you can go back to the drawing board and say, this is what I did wrong. You got people that have failed 20 times, and guess what? On that 21st time, they'll have that breakthrough. Just like you'll have people that succeed the first time, and they might work it successfully, but when controversy hit them, they can't handle it better than the person who dealt with failure. A person who has failed 20 times, you put failure in front of them, that's just something they get by. Start something. Don't tell yourself, I'm going to wait to go to school. Why are you waiting? Unless you have a child or a financial situation stopping you. If you single, you don't have no kids, anything like that, you better do it now. And there's nothing wrong with doing it later at the same time. Meaning that if you do have children and obstacles and you have to work full time and you just don't have time to go to school and you're in your early 20s and you have to go to school when you're in your 30s or 40s, so what? You're not doing it for nobody else. You got a lot of life to live. So what? Get it when you can. Don't tell yourself that I have to be 21 to get a degree. Nobody ever said you had to be that age. Because the truth about a degree is it doesn't guarantee you anything. So I'd rather be later in age just to say that I achieved this knowledge. One thing a person can't take from you is your education and what you learn. And that's the most gratifying thing about graduating and going to college. Is they can't take away that experience of education in which you obtain. So yeah, for all you young entrepreneurs out there, stop being scared. Jump out there. Give them more. Give them more of you. Give them more life. More life. It's more life. It's not a YOLO thing. Don't think life is a YOLO thing. Even though you should take that approach, understand that if you fail, it is more life. You live multiple times. Every time you fail, that's a new start. That's a new life. It's just like a video game. Just don't play with your actual life. Anything you do, if it's meant for you, you don't have to worry about it. It's not really even a leap of faith. I'm here to tell you that whatever you have in the back of your mind, whatever key, whatever frame you think you need, the greatest treasure was hidden inside of you. So there's a story, and they said, mythological story between the gods, and they said, where will we hide the key to success in humans? They said, well, we'll put it in the sky. They said, no, they'll build something to go up there. They said, well, we'll put it underwater. No, they can create something to go down there. Well, we'll put it in the mountain. No, they'll find a way to get up there too. What the God said, well, it's the only place you can put something where people won't look. And they thought about it. And the truth be told is, if you put the gift inside somebody, that is the only place most of us don't look. We look outside for things when everything is internalized. So God put his God, the creator, you, if you consider yourself God, whatever, your greatest gift is inside of you. We all have something that we are good at doing, whether you figured it out yet or not. Barring mental illness or disabilities, there is no excuse for you to feel like you have no purpose in this world. Because even though people have mental illnesses and disabilities, they still wake up every day and find a reason to live. People with diseases find a way to live. People with cancer find a reason to live. People with illnesses they had since they was little kids, they find reasons to live. There's no reason why you should be able-bodied and not have a reason to live. And I believe that goes hand in hand with this new common term, which we used to call panic attacks, called anxiety. I swear, when I was in elementary school, I graduated 2013. When I was in elementary school, middle school, even in high school, I never heard the word anxiety. I didn't hear anxiety. Anxiety didn't become like a common term until like 2017. And 2017 was that year when everybody was just supposed to be so woke. Well, let me ask you a question. It's 2019. What happened to all these woke individuals? And what happened to all these big visions and this, and that? It left so fast, it don't even feel like it was here. Because being woke is not a fad. So let me give you the background into my whole woke experience. Around 2012, 2013, this lasted about 3-4 years. I went down this path of being conspiracy. And I believe to become woke, you must first become a conspiracy. And let's talk about the word conspiracy. The word conspiracy is supposedly created by the CIA or the FBI. And here's why. The word conspiracy, they created it because as long as you stay in the conspiracy phase, you never threaten who you're going afterwards. As long as I can get a group of people to pass their opinions on what they think happened and they never act on it, then I'm fine with that. You can say anything on social media, anything like that. Just don't threaten people. You can say, oh, I think this person's an Illuminati. Illuminati, the word illuminate means to shine light. We'll get back to that too. But you can say anything you want to say, just don't act on it. Well, when you and a group of people come together to commit a crime, that is called conspiracy. So to act on the word conspiracy, it is against the law. But to sit together and come up with and think about conspiracy thoughts, it's legal. So before you think about your conspiracy, remember, be careful. If you act on it the wrong way, you can go to jail. Illuminate. Everybody talked about the Illuminati, secret societies, this, and that. Well, I learned the word illuminate. Illuminati means to shine lights. When it comes to these secret societies and things, the best advice I can give you is what they give you. Everything is hidden in blind sight. Everything you need to know is out there. But the only way you'll know for sure is if you asked it or they asked you to join. Everybody say, well, if you're a Mason, you worship the devil. Okay, fair enough. If you go to church in the South, I don't know about the North or anywhere else. I've been in the South my whole life. If you go to church in the South, there's like a 90% chance that your church has a Masonic symbol in it. So if you believe people who do Masonry are Eastern Stars, Greek sorority, fraternity members, worship the devil, understand that you are in the same facilities that they built. Now, I'm not saying that they don't, but I'm telling you, you are in the facilities that they built. Your home, the way it's built, that is masonry. So when you lay bricks, you are called a brick mason. So before you go down this long path of conspiracy and stuff, I'm going to ask you to focus on enlightenment. Enlightenment. Because in the Bible, just to touch on the Bible, they tell you the devil had the beautifulest voice, and the devil is the God of sound, but the devil is also in ancient context the God of light. So you can say the Illuminati is evil, but their agenda is to shine light on what you don't know until you cross over and join. So for those of you who want to go through this path of awakening, I say you go through your conspiracy phase, go through your woke phase, and then you come back to where I'm at, which means it's like Dragon Ball Z Ultra Instinct. When you understand that the amount of knowledge that you want to achieve is unachievable and never going to be enough, you become okay with things that are realistic. I can't sit here and have 200 conversations about did Nipsey Hussle get assassinated or not, because unless we are going to act on it, which that is against the law, nothing can be done. So if you want to go down that path, you can. But I've did it for 3 to 4 years, and I tell you, the most woke point I got in my life was when I accepted life for what it was, my life for what it is and what it's going to be. And I'm going to be happy regardless. So yes, if you got a thirst for knowledge, go out there and get it. You're going to need that thirst for knowledge before you jump off the porch. Because this world is energy based. If you cannot perceive energy, you will be led astray, Davis, a lot. I have been led astray. You will be led astray because if you cannot touch hands with people or come across people and understand their ill intentions based off their energy before they speak a word, some people hide it well, but 90% of people, you hear these cartoons talk about chakra and aura and spiritual pressure. That is energy. They're telling you that in real life you can sense that on people. You're going to need that when you jump out the porch. Or else that's something else you're going to fall on your face for. And guess what? That's okay. Get back up. Don't stay down. Keep getting up. If they knock you down, keep getting up. Take the Muhammad Ali approach. But you could take the Muhammad Ali. I'm faster than you, quicker than you until I slow down and I'm going to take a beat and then I'm going to beat you. Or you could take the Floyd Mayweather. They call it the boring. But last time I checked, Muhammad Ali took losses and Floyd never lost because he did it by the book. He didn't take too many hits because why burn your hand on the stove when I already told you not to? When you watched me burn the tips of my finger off on the stove, why would you then go about and do it right behind me? It doesn't make sense. I tell all my friends, if you come to me for advice, I'm going to give you life experience that you may not have come across yet. This is me telling you not to put your hand on the hot stove. Don't go down this path. And I have some friends that will tell me, well, I'm the type of person that has to go through stuff to learn. Then you're not my friend because you're so hard-headed. You're not my friend. I'm your friend. Because you came to me to listen to me. If my words cannot change you from hurting yourself, then I'm your friend. You're not my friend. Because I can't trust your advice. How can you give me advice when I just told you what not to do, but you're going to do it? Now, we young, we 13, 15, 16, that's fine. But I'm 25 now. Most of my friends are 23 and up. Some older than that. There's no reason why you should be past 24, 25, 26, 27, really past 21. But that's, as a male, you're still real immature at that point. As a female, you're way more mature at 21 than I would have been at 21 or some of us else. Why would you still burn your hand on the stove? And I'm not talking about, girl, you need to stop talking to him. I'm not talking about you need to leave her alone, because relationships, that's a realm of its own. I'm just talking about in life in general. Don't seek advice if you're not willing to take it. Stop wasting people's time. I tell all my friends, we are all using each other for something. I don't care what nobody says. In my opinion, we are all using each other for something. Make sure you use me for the right things. Don't abuse my knowledge if it's not helping you. Don't tell me you understand something when you really don't. So, once again, in jumping off that porch, you need to wake up. You're going to go through an awakening stage. Make sure you don't spend too much time in it. You're going to go through an energy phase where you need to figure out, how can I pick up on people's energy? You're going to go through a stage where you question yourself along the way. But the best advice I can give you is, if you fail, get back up, keep going. I don't know how this podcast is going to end up. Who cares? I'm already 9, 10 episodes in. Who cares? I care about the overall performance. But at the same time, As long as one person listen, as long as one person get this message and they like it, and something I said in here can help them, I don't really care. And if it make it to 100,000 people, thank you, God. If it only make it to 100 people, 10 people, 11 people, one person, I'm okay with that. But don't be afraid to take that jump, and that's what this is about. Give 'em Mo was about me wondering, would I be able to do this by myself? And I think I can. I think I got the voice. You know, when I first started, some people said, you need to do it with a group of people. I said, no, I can do guests, so you don't have to hear just me all the time, and you can get retrospect and, you know, the back and forth that people like to hear. But if you come in here just to seek some type of drama based this and that, you know, I'm not that type of person. I'm not up here to bash people. None of that. I'm here just to, you know, I guess to illuminate, to shine light in the dark. I'm here to give you the good and the bad. I, God, create both the good and the evil, so do not give the evil more credit than the good. Do not give the evil deity, you know, as the devil, all the credit, because it say, I, God, create the both good and the evil. And I don't care what context you read, it's all the same thing. Heru, Asar, and Aset. Jesus, God, Virgin Mary, what you want to call it? Ra, Buddha, Allah, what you want to call it. Read it. There's not that big of a difference. Read it. Meditate. Meditation is one of the most important things you can do outside of prayer. Prayer is to pray to the universe or God. Meditation is to take that same method of prayer and apply it to your internal self. So I just told you how to reach the key inside of you. First, you got to believe. And if you believe enough, take your time to meditate so you can further pull that key out of you. You got a key in your brain, your heart, and your gut. Use it. You have 13 main chakras, 7 upper, 6 lower. That's why 6 is considered an even number, because the 6 goes down, and the 7 is considered a number of completion. You have 7 higher chakras from the crown to the bottom to your feet. Make sure that you balance them. Make sure that you are in your upper 7 and not your lower 6. Your lower 6 is the beast side in you. We all have a balance of good and evil, because we all have the ability to make what we call good decisions or bad decisions. Make sure you're on your upper 7 and not your lower 6. But I'm going to tell you, it's important to know your lower 6 so that you can know not to go down there and stay up in your higher 7. So let's just do this 1 through 13. 1 being the highest, 13 being the lowest. Of course, we got 7 right there in the middle. You're not going to be at 1 all the time. You might be at 4. You might be at 5. That's fine. Don't drop down to 10. Don't drop down to 11. If you do, know how to pull yourself out of that. I'm here to tell you that anything you want to do is achievable. That's what this podcast was for. Season 1, I come across people I never met before. If I can give them some advice, I will. I'm telling you, I'm from Dillon, South Carolina. They didn't teach us this. The only thing I can tell you the difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person is the mindset. They taught us that Dillon would be all that we know. And if we went somewhere else, they would consider us ignorant because of the way we sound. I learned that in kindergarten, that if I went up north with my country accent, that they'd consider me stupid. And that ain't even the state of the world that we in anymore. And it may be, but I highly doubt that's the problem. That's not a realistic problem. Why am I learning this in the 3rd and 4th grade? Because it's systematic depression. They teaching you how not to believe. So when you do reach 11th, 12th grade, go to college, and it's time to make them decisions, you've been beaten in your head. Social studies is all about finding America and what the slaves did. It's not that vague, but really, I spent more times talking about slaves and who discovered America than how to live in America and how not to be a slave. So I'm telling you, this is systematic depression. There are studies that they can tell by your disciplinary record in kindergarten, first grade. They can tell you whether you go into jail, college, or to the workforce. In America, these are real studies. They're not giving you a chance where you come from, where I come from, when you come from the bottom. So you got to have a stronger mindset than the person at the top. And that's the mindset. If you don't got the money, I promise you, you'll find a way to get the money. I promise you, you'll find a way to get that. But you got to have the mindset to know that you're going to get there. I promise you, it's systematic depression. But there's inspiration that can't nobody stop us. Can't nobody stop us. And even if I do make it to the top, they ain't gonna like me anyway, because I'm still for the people at the bottom. So who cares? I'm all about uplifting. I'm all about inspiration. This is Mo. Before I say too much, a lot of dope episodes, a lot of dope contents, a lot of dope artists on the intros, a lot of dope artists and philanthropists and entrepreneurs I'm going to be speaking with throughout these seasons. Please enjoy this journey. Once again, it's your favorite host, doing the most. And you know I love the boast. I'm always going to say that different per episode. Mo Williams, I'm tuning out. I hope y'all have a blessed night. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1. Thank you.